I love that you guys are all here. I love to start with you first. I'd love for everyone to introduce themselves, and we're gonna ask one question, and then once you answer, you're gonna ask that same question to the next person, and then we're just going to answer all the way around. And then once we get back to me, we're gonna move on to the second question. So we'll start with you. Introduce yourself and let us know what you do in Web3. And once you're done, I'll ask you your first question.
Sounds good. Hi, I'm Kristen Bailey, and I do cybersecurity for Web3 in the DeFi world, as well as outside of the DeFi world, the centralized world.
I love it. So, what work or artist has recently inspired you?
That's a great question. You know what? I'm really discovering the world. But you know, my close friend here, Zehovak, is my number one artist that inspires me. So that is my Artist of the Year, Artist of the Day, and I appreciate everything you do and all your missions. So that is someone that's brought me into the world, and as well as cybersecurity, and I appreciate you for all that you've done. So thank you. Yeah.
Great answer. So we're going to move it on to the next lovely lady here. Please introduce yourself and let us know who your favorite artist or work is right now.
Hi, I'm Arzu Aghaseh-Javadi. I do blockchain investments for the corporate world at Plug and Play Ventures. And also, coincidentally, my go-to artist is Zehovak. I met her at Meta Hills event. That's how I got into this space.
Hey, sorry. A lot of fans here today. Awesome. Please introduce yourself and let us know what you do in Web3 and who your favorite artist or work is right now.
My name is Rad Laser Falcon. I'm a co-founder on a generative project called Ethereals. I'm also a community strategist, creative strategist, and brand positioning and development, kind of somewhat expert, I guess. My involvement in Web3, that's my involvement in Web3. My favorite artist right now is probably Danko, who's my partner, and he's the lead artist on Ethereals and also Mayhem Island, Bananas.
Awesome, thank you. We'll go straight to you now.
Hello, I'm Lauren Turton, host of the podcast Freedom with NFTs. I interview NFT enthusiasts so they can share their tools, tips, and tricks so that you can dive even deeper into creating your version of freedom with NFTs. Most notable on the show has been Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm also co-owner of Ciao Ciao Piadina, an Italian restaurant located in San Diego, California. We're the first independently owned restaurant to create an NFT project that generates in real life sales. And lastly, I'm co-founder of SheQuest. SheQuest is on a mission to provide women with legal support, scholarships, business expansion strategies, and also we're filming a full-length documentary featuring the leading women of Web3.
Wow, amazing. Please.
Oh, I need to share who I'm most inspired by right now.
Mm-hmm.
The woman in the Web3 space that's most inspiring me right now is sitting next to me. Dr. Peace Uche, aka Doc Peace. And the reason why Doc Peace is inspiring me so much right now is because she is on a quest to create the first spoken word metaverse. And she's someone that I've known for several years. And to see her blossom into the person she is now, a shy girl who used to have a lisp, a pharmacist who is stuck in the corporate world, who broke out into creating her own business and now pivoting into Web3 and doing what she has done, igniting stages like the North American Bitcoin Conference, closing out events for Gary Vee. She is who inspires me most in the Web3 space.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Greetings. I'm Dr. Peace Uche, also known as Doc Peace. I'm a doctor by trade, spoken word artist at heart. I ignite events with spoken word and create custom spoken word flows to elevate brands and projects. I'm also the host of Golden Meta Sessions with Doc Peace, where I feature NFT creatives so that you can find and achieve your own version of success in the Web3 space, not somebody else's. I'm currently in production of the first spoken word metaverse in which users will be immersed in mindfulness. So think immersive mindfulness so that you can align with your own soul purpose and get it going. The person who most inspires me is sitting right beside me as well. Lauren Turton, or the incredible Lauren Turton, as I like to call her. And the reason being is that she's always ready and willing to provide support, encouragement, tools, connections to those who she connects with. And I think that's something so very important in the space, that we lift and elevate each other. So thank you.
Incredible. Party's here, FYI. I'm Z Hovak. I'm a quantum pop artist. I entered the Web3 space many years ago. My neighbor was a miner, and so I jumped into the space and got educated and realized that I could sort of do that as a NFT artist and change my life. And the people, it's not the person that inspires me, but it's the people that inspire me, and it's all the women sitting here waiting for hours connecting while we did this. So that's what inspires me. Every single one of you is who's inspiring me.
Hi, I'm Janine Channon Penn, sometimes known as XOJ9. I've been an artist for life and a creative director most of my career. I worked a lot in entertainment, HBO, Gray Entertainment. Moved here to work at TBWA Chiat Day and ABC Television. And about a year ago, got invited to Clubhouse and fell down the rabbit hole of NFTs because I was really interested in what artists were doing, and everyone was doing NFTs. I called my nephew, who was an early Bitcoin guy, and said, "What do you think of NFTs?" He said, "I hate Ethereum, but you should do it, Aunt Janine." So here I am, a year later, still an artist, a creative director. I'm co-creative director with Be Creative, who was speaking earlier, one of the guys. On Kindred Hearts, we are all about charitable giving and heart, and we have 60 plus artists that are part of our project that we've collaborated with. Some of them are emerging artists, some of them are established artists. We've onboarded people like Lema Gaboui, who's the Nobel Peace Prize winner, and contributed already over $40,000 to charities. I always go by heart, charitable giving, art. I cannot name one person that inspires me, because I too am inspired by everyone that I've met. Many artists, there's so many amazing artists in this space, and some are just getting started, some are killing it, and I hope to do more of my own art and do more projects.
Okay, so my name is Patch Bay. I started in music. I've been a professional in music for 12 and a half years, ghostwriting, top lining, melodining, post-production, all of that. Now my main mission with my company Music Patch is bridging the gap between Web3 and music, and the opportunities that are there for an artist to support themselves, to turn their fans into their team, and to shift the perspective of whenever I'm an artist, being afraid someone might ask me what my second job is. And that I feel like that's something that we really need to break the barriers of, especially being, a female artist, but just being an artist nonetheless of any type, any kind of art. It's, if you're an artist, there's a perspective at this point where they're going to ask you, or in their head, what else does she do? What else does he do? How is she or he supporting themselves? I don't think it needs that kind of, demeanor anymore. It should be, oh, you're an artist. What do you do? That's so interesting. And I mean, I'm sure that if you're, over here, you're doing really well because you're making it in LA, and not everyone can make it in LA. So my thing is, I really want to change the perspective of the way that artists are being perceived, help integrate Web3 and music, and just help people on their journeys, because this is a tough road, and especially with what we've been through as a society and the world in the last couple of years, I think that the Web3 NFT space is one of the most uplifting opportunities to be part of teams that you never thought that you would be a part of. And you would never know that your skill is so important until you offer it to some people, and a group of people might think that you are the MVP. So I'm trying to help connect people and build those communities. So that's me. Oh, yeah, and I have brand new inspirations, and that's these ladies on the couch, like everyone said. Every single person y'all were going through, it's like you're going crazy. If we do a Twitter space together, I think Twitter might, just blow up or something, just, break down. But, yeah, cheers. You guys are phenomenal. I love y'all so far. I can't wait to hear more.
Alpha
Yeah.
Queens.
My name is Ethel Hilario. I am an entrepreneur and an investor. I am the founder of Backstage Partners and Capital E Holdings. Speaking of music, I actually represent a lot of modern entrepreneurs, a lot of our artists and talent in the space. We bridge a lot of the gap between you guys, the creators, and a lot of the opportunities with brands and partnerships and companies in the spaces of entertainment and sports. So that's what I do.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Leila Jangalini. I own a business. I own a talent agency for more than 15 years. So I work with models and actors and celebrities forever. I don't even want to say the age because, they say how old I am. But anyways, and I have a TV show and a radio show. And my show is more promoting celebrities and promote what they're doing. And the new show I have is about what do you choose in life to be happy. So I choose traveling and people and show what people really choose for life. So for me, inspiration is about all people that choose being a good person and means well and learn to be a good person in life, not just be rich and powerful because that's not happiness anyways. What is inspiration about Joe Dispenza? I think he is amazing because they really teach you how to become and be better in life and learn to be a good person. That's my goal, help others all the time. So that's me.
Amazing. That was such a great intro. Thank you all for being here. So I think you guys know that there's a lot of slang in Web3, and I find a lot of the acronyms to be, pretty amusing. So I want to go around and ask, you guys are going to tell me what your favorite acronym in the space is. For me, it's WAGME. I think it's okay. We could have the same favorite acronym. So I'd love to start with you. Let us know what your favorite acronym in the space is.
Yes, it's funny you said that because WAGME, I Googled when I was shouting out the first NFT event I went to, and I was like, what is this that I'm about to hashtag? You always want to know. And that was interesting. And I understand it, it's an innovative, Web3 is innovative. Not everybody understands it, but it's got a good mission and a good concept and integrity and what Web3 stands for. So that was really interesting to me. But yeah, that was a new one for me. So I'm okay with it.
Favorite acronym?
For me, it's GM because I learned it meant good morning. So I'm like, okay. When we wake up, we say good morning, and then everyone just wakes up and GM. Before you GM your friend, significant other, mom, whatever, you GM Twitter. Or even in the afternoon, you do the late days, wake up at 4 p.m. and you still GM, and it's acceptable. So your day starts when you GM everyone. So it's a good also confirmation that I'm here, welcoming in everyone into the ecosystem I'm at. So GM is mine.
GM.
The one I learned today is not Web3, but I want to pull it into Web3, and that was from Bobby Hundreds, and it's PMA, positive mental attitude. And that's something I try to do every single day, every interaction, try to be as positive as I can with folks. And even, this is a stressful industry, more so than any that I've been involved in. I've been involved with entertainment and advertising, all kinds of industries, and this moves a million times faster than that. And I think if we can all really lean into ways to keep each other positive, we can survive this in a better, more healthy way. Stress doesn't affect the body in a bad way unless we think it does, and there's clinical evidence of this. So people who think that stress is detrimental to their health, they've done studies, and it isn't for people who think it's not. If you think about it as a superpower, if you think about it as fuel for your life, you will never have kind of these ill effects from stress. And a lot of that is neurolinguistic programming and things like that can help you to use that almost like nitro, like a nitro infusion. So yeah, PMA, I would love to bring that into Web3, positive mental attitude.
We're doing it. We're bringing it in.
I know we're trying to go in order that the men did, so I'm going to interrupt for a sec.
Yeah.
First of all, if that's true, then I am Superwoman. I've had so much stress in my life, but I love that acronym too. We have to make that come into Web3.
Make it a thing. I'm giving Bobby. I saw it on Bobby's stuff today, so I was like, okay. And he exemplifies it in so many ways. Like he's
That's a good one.
he's
some new
solid.
ones.
Yeah.
The stress thing that you brought up.
Yeah.
That's a really great TED talk. If anybody else wants to see it, it's how to make
They-
stress your friend.
Yeah.
And she breaks down all of like the chemical compounds that are happening, you know, how you perceive stress and all of that. And she explains all of these studies, and it really does make sense. And she actually was one of the people that she was like, I used to tell people that stress kills you, and I feel so bad because after the studies, this and that. So that's a really, really good point. It really is perception of like what happens when you get stressed and if you go to people or not.
And your body believes you. That's called neurolinguistic programming,
Right.
NLP. So the things that you tell your body, it believes. So if you say, I'm getting fat, you get fat. If you say, I'm so sick and I'm so tired and I'm so exhausted and I can't do it, then you can't do it because your body hears you. Your mind is not distinct from your body, right? Like you go, oh, my mind and my body. It's like, what do you mean? Your mind's inside your body. It's like literally in it.
Well, I would intercept too, because it's also frequency. So 1/10 of the
Yeah.
frequency then equals to an emotion. So if you think positively or you have whatever positive thoughts, you have that 1/10 of a second before it becomes an emotion and before you act on that, which becomes action. So if you consciously, which is a conscious thing, it's not easy, but if you start to channel your frequencies in different ways, again, which leads to positive thinking, and then that affects your overall, like you said, your neurological being. Yeah, I agree with that.
We're getting drinks after this too.
I think it's so important that we have these discussions, especially as new people enter the space, because although the Web3 space is so positive, which is wonderful, there are negative things that happen in the space. And one of my favorite acronyms is DYOR, do your own research.
Yeah.
I love this because it is so important to do your own research on a project that you might create, a project you might invest in. Also doing your own research on who it is you think you might be communicating with. And the reason this hits so hard for me is because for several weeks I had an impersonator on Instagram using my name, following my followers, and then DMing them with a scam. I have a popular podcast called Freedom with NFTs. I have international listeners who do not speak English as a native language. And so the people who fell for the scam were people who did not realize that this conversation they were having was not in correct English. And so even doing your own research on, oh, I'm communicating with someone on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter right now. If you're in a deep conversation with someone, make sure it's actually them. Ask them to send you a picture. And even if they don't want to be doxxed, there's a way to prove who you are. And so really doing your own research as you're in this space is very, very important. Again, it is a positive space. It's so uplifting, so many wonderful things happening, but it's still reality. And also with that, on one side of the spectrum, I think it's incredible and amazing how positive this space is. But on the other side, we need to have more conversations like we just had about mental health, because negative things do happen in this space. You could enter and your project might not have success your first go around, or you could be a part of a rug pull. There's so many things that happen. So having these important discussions about mental health, finding people you resonate with, community that you can connect with, this is what's needed so that we can actually all make it.
So I'm going to intercept again with cybersecurity based on what you said. Huge what you said. So in protecting your identity is extremely important. You said Instagram, right? You have international, I have international friends. You don't know these scams, these phishing, these texts. So it's really important, just basics. You don't need to pay for this. You do multi-authentication on all of your stuff. So your Instagram, your Google, your assets, your banking, right? But it's also important in this space, and that's why we're here, and my counterparts are here, and we're all here, because a lot of companies don't know. You need to protect your basics, because you're working out of a coffee shop. Guess what? You haven't patched or scanned. You have an open port. I can enter. I can get all of your access. I can get your wallet if you have a hot wallet, not a hard wallet. that's a whole different case. Just saying, there's a lot of basics people don't even realize to protect your identity that can impact negatively, which is a ripple effect, right? Negatively in all the ways you're speaking to. So that's really important. And then smart contracts is a different thing too, as well, to secure your assets. So I'm going back on all your standpoints, but I understand how painful that is for someone to pretend they're you. And then that brings down your mission, brings down your followers, brings down belief in you. So there's different ways that needs to be secured. But just everyone out there, basics without cybersecurity, do multi-authentication on your social, on your banking, on your assets. And then if you have a company, really invest a small amount. There's companies out there like, actually, I'm not promoting myself, but I'm just saying there's companies out there that are affordable that can give you enterprise security for a scalable rate to protect that, your followers, yourself, your mission. So sorry, just piggybacking on what you're saying, I think it's super important what you said.
I agree. Education and empowerment are key, the 2 E's in this space, definitely. One of the things I'm super passionate about is empowerment, really building up your confidence to move forward and continue making those forward steps. I was recently featured in Forbes providing a 4-part prescription on how to transform your mindset from powerless to powerful, even when it feels impossible. This is so very important to continue making forward steps in the space. And the reason why I share this is because we see others who are shining their light, and either we want to be exactly like them, or we have our limiting beliefs shut us down, and we don't continue making those forward steps. So in order for us to continue getting it going towards achieving the vision of our future selves, it's important for us to have what I call your empowerment tool chest loaded up. So one of my favorite acronyms in the space is LFG. And I don't say, hey, I don't say
All caps.
All caps.
But,
I hear it.
but let me share with you a little bit more. I created another powerful acronym that's GOLD, and this is why I wear gold. GOLD is a powerful acronym that stands for Genuine, Original, Loving Dreamer. And I believe that we are all gold, whether we know it yet or not. We are all genuine, original, loving dreamers. So this LFG acronym that's going around, it's actually Let's Flow Gold. Let's flow gold. Because we are exuding our light, our gifts, our expert skills and talents, our unique set, not somebody else's. And that's always something that we need to remember.
Let's fucking go! LFG. That's the only acronym I feel like, and so I was also gonna pick it, but it's the only acronym you gotta yell in your brain when you read it. Because like your GM, you're like, okay, wag me, hey, yeah. And when you read LFG, you're like, let's go! And it gets you hype, and it's 3 letters.
Lowercase either. It's always
Yeah, it's
capital.
always all caps. All caps.
Yes.
No
Yeah. You gotta
lowercase
yell
LFG.
it.
That would be weird. Weird, right?
Right?
So,
Yeah.
100%. But I like you upgraded it a little bit. She got like 40 points on that.
Same. LFG all the way. You know, like we deal with all the stuff, mental health. But when you get in like Twitter Spaces, you get in Clubhouse, you see the homies in IRL, and everyone just like LFG. You post something cool, and that's what they say. And I believe everything is frequency. As a quantum pop artist, I believe in quantum energy and frequency, and I believe LFG has this like incredible frequency to it that no matter what time of the day where you hear it, it just makes you feel good. It's something that just makes you feel good, regardless how you choose to look at it, from what perspective. It's a positive, and that's like what I roll with. So LFG all the way, all caps.
LFG.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, can we come up with a new acronym tonight? Because we need one. We got gold.
We got P&A.
We got that. I love them all. First of all, where were you 2 weeks ago? I got seriously hacked a week ago. I'll tell you. I believe that we all need to be educated and smart. I'm not an idiot, but you know, a year ago I took a deep dive into this space. I have a 20-year-old son. I don't know if Keith is still here. He calls me NFT Mama. Other people call me Hollywood Mama and NFT Mama, because I got into a world that was really foreign to me. I love all the acronyms. I love GM. I love LFG. It's amazing how we all rallied together. I don't know that I have a favorite one. We've used all of them in our project because we love them all, but I might have to add some of these before we reveal, because they're awesome. And I feel like I'm really feeling right now this group of women, and we go so beyond the group that are sitting here. We're here representing a lot of women in this space that we're in the minority, for sure. I think we need something that's about like women and.
I think I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, WWW, Women Warriors Win.
I love it.
Oh, that was fast.
You don't have a drink, but cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
So WWW, is there anything there's a World Wildlife, that's foundation, okay. What is there, okay, we're good. I think
We're gonna take that. We're gonna take that.
Women Warriors Win.
Women Warriors
There's a lot
Win.
of, women are underrepresented in this group. I'm a 50 plus woman, I'm proud to say. We're really underrepresented. And we're working our asses off, and we're trying with everybody else. And so it's not answering your question. I'm sorry.
It should just be
but
W
the men
squared
were
or
all
cubed.
talking about whatever they
With a
wanted
three,
to.
like a tiny three. You know what I mean?
So
Okay, we figured it out. It's a W with a tiny three.
in a minute.
That's
We're
good.
gonna
doing
ask
rapid
some
fire
Way to figure
enough.
it out.
So yeah, we need our own thing. We need our own cry for women in this space. That's what I think. They're all great. I love them. I love LFG. I love Good Morning. It makes me happy when I see the GMs from everyone. But it's time for us to like really go strong.
Go like this.
I'm Janine Shannon Penn, and I'm done speaking.
Oh my God, I love it.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
Okay, I think my acronym needs to change on the also how people perceive it. I don't know if anyone's heard TFTI. Is that a common? Do y'all know TFTI? TFTI is what you say, like, all your friends went to a party, and you message like, TFTI, thanks for the invite. Oh, yeah. Thanks for, you know what I mean? Yeah. Thanks for the invite. But I think we should change it, and after these events, that's what we need to be saying to everybody that got us into those parties. So I'm gonna be like, yo, be creative, TFTI. That was amazing. That was a crazy event. Or, yo, we're at this concert venue and there's NFTs everywhere. Whoever got you in there, TFTI, man. This is lit. Like, we're having such a good time. Because TFTI, it's thanks for the invite. That's a really powerful statement. They brought you into a community, and that's not easy, especially in our day and age. We have Twitter, we have all this stuff, so we're, every man for themselves. When you're brought into a community, it's like how my right-hand man Eli always says, doing features is building your community with other people's communities. So when someone brings you in, new thing, TFTI. TFTI. Appreciate you. Thanks for the invite.
I like that one. So mine would be probably IRL, which is, she mentioned it earlier, in real life. I think it's super important to also recognize that it's still in real life, but being able to connect the virtual and physical world is another way for us to connect in general. So whether it's metaverse or in real life, I think that's super important to also just be mindful about being, present as well. But this whole metaverse is like, a whole different world for us. So it's like, it's easy to get lost in it, and it's easy to get sucked into it. But in real life, IRL is used in a lot of terms for events and stuff like that. So I like IRL.
I've heard IPL now.
Yeah.
So IRL, because the metaverse essentially is real, it's not unreal, right? So IPL is in physical life. So defining the separation between like physical presence and virtual presence. So
There is another thing. As much as
I was in lockdown. I don't know where everybody's from, but when I started learning about this, and it was interesting and bizarre. I thought, what is this alternative universe we're living in with Clubhouse and all of this? And then slowly started to meet people in real life. IPL, either way. There isn't anything, there's something really bizarre and amazing about this space. And maybe you've talked to other people on Zoom and not met them, but I don't know what is so special about us meeting in real life. But it is really special. It's like we're all in this really tough but really amazing place. We're doing it together, and then I just met you. I'm giving you hugs, right? You're like my new best friend.
I know, I love her so much.
Right? I love you already. I don't know you. You guys just sat down, and I'm like, I want to know you. That's you guys also. You're all new, but that's what happens. There's this connection that we all have that's like nothing else.
It's a small space and we're all in the trenches together. And so there's something that people who are outside of Web3 don't really understand, is that there's this incredible collaborative spirit that's in the space that is amazing, that doesn't exist in any other industry that I'm aware of. Every other industry is competitive, right? And then this is the only industry I've been in. I mean, like, I come from the advertising world, which is incredibly competitive, and everybody's protective of IP, and there's tons and tons of contracts written, and everything's like secretive, trade secrets, you know, non-competes, you know, NDAs, all this kind of stuff. But then here, it's like, I'm just like, hey, whatever you want. Like, what do you need? Like, every person I meet is like, okay, tell me. I'm like, go like Matrix. I'm like, okay, what do you do? What do you need? Where are you at in your project? You know, blah, 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 blah. And these are things I used to charge insane amounts of money for, like insane amounts. Like I'm just seeing in my brain the meter running, but instead of dollars, it's love, you know? It's like, I'm just like giving it out, because everybody in this space is, by and large, not everybody, but by and large, I would say I've had incredibly positive experiences. I've had all of that come back to me 10x, 100x, everything that I just give. And everybody is like that. Like, nobody's protective over what they've got. And I think that's something that's really special and pretty incredible. And I'm a student of art history, a huge student of art history. And I think this time is going to be like a lot of the folks that are sitting here, we're going to be like in the, probably not history books, history verse, something, but something along those lines. And that's why it was really important for me to be a part of this when I first started hearing about it. And somebody who's very forward thinking and futurist thinking was the person who told me about it. So I was like, okay, anything this person says, like, they have like a crystal ball. So I'm like, okay, I'm here. And they were right.
What's also crazy is with the Web3 world, it has the emphasis of offline, but you learn most about it IRL, in real life, through the interactions. You can't Google anything about Web3. The moment you Google it today, everything will change tomorrow. There's no right answer. Like, if you go on LinkedIn and someone says they're a Web3 guru, they're not. Because they just, like, they Googled for 10 hours, like, we're going to be a guru, it's done. It's all about going to events like this, meeting people in real life, getting all the intel that way to make the difference in the offline metaverse world.
Sorry. It's funny because I interview people all the time in the show 24/7, but when they have to interview me, I can't talk. Like, I don't know what it is about it. Like, it's so easy for me to interview people, and then when I have to talk about me, it's hard. I don't know why. But I don't know. For me, every day I wake up, I go run, and I listen different speakers, you know, like Tony Robbins, because every day the economy changes, so you can't really base it on one person because it's about experience and marketing. So I'm a little bit, I agree with you guys. But what she says about the stress, because that's why I listen to Spencer, because he teaches actually that. He teaches don't get stressed because it's no needs. Everything comes to you. You just have to be relaxed. And I know it sounds like I don't care. I do care. But when you worry, worries come. So you have to just be in peace and just manifest what you want in life. That's it. That's what I'm going to say.
Your first NFT?
Does this even count? My own ETH, my .eth name.
Okay, that Ethan. Yeah.
I think would be my first one would be probably tomorrow for our artist Decozy.
Artist out there.
He's Chris Brown's artist.
The buyer in the market. Let's go. Your first NFT.
My first NFT was a toddler pillar, actually. I'm really, really excited about that. It was huge for me. I was running around my living room.
You minted and sold.
Yeah, well, I meant,
so
it was huge.
First, bought JR.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. What did
Back
make
when
you
he was
guys?
doing like all the sculpture kind of things, I was listening to him a lot in Clubhouse and just getting started. And the first one I sold was one of my, I also paint hearts besides being on Kindred Hearts. I gave a lot away too. So
You bought and sold.
bought and sold.
Your NFT.
First ever NFT was my own minted NFT.
Yes.
First ever purchased NFT was Mr. Plus, which is mental health, over a year ago.
Right. Your story with CL7, how did he change your life?
Oh boy. He's my biggest collector. He has over, I think, 40 pieces of mine.
Okay.
And he sort of like changed my life, gave me hope that there's.
Yes.
I come from a corporate background. I was a creative director at an apparel company that I started at 23, and then I had VCs invest. So went from selling from flea markets to selling to corporate chains, Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's. Somewhere along the way, I lost my soul when it became so structured company. And so when I minted and I had CL7 invest and get us interested in my art pre ever meeting me in person, gave me hope that this could be an avenue that I could live and monetize on. So yeah.
So he, in a way, changed your life the moment he collected your art, because for me, he's a market maker. And the key, the nuggets that I'm finding is with the collectors.
Right.
So it's late at night, everybody's hammered, and there's not much light, and then they share like, what do you see in that artist that I don't? And I think the plight of the artist, because artists are intelligent, they question themselves. Stupid people don't, which is sad. But nevertheless, in that moment when he chose your collection, he sees something in the artist that the artist doesn't see in himself. And that's powerful.
That is powerful.
Hope. Oh.
Yes.
Hope.
Your first NFT.
Yes, hope helps the vision come to fruition. I just wanted to say that. Sometimes you need to borrow someone's belief in you for a minute before you have that belief in yourselves. My first NFT is a tie between Boss Beauties and Fame Ladies Squad. And I'm sitting in a very powerful, very amazing moment right now because I just did a collaboration project that just dropped this past weekend with Fame Ladies Squad, in which we co-created a spoken word NFT that just dropped to all Fame Ladies Squad token holders. 8,888 NFTs are part of the community. 3,900 unique token holders were airdropped. A spoken word NFT by yours truly that shares the story of Fame Ladies Squad, which, for those of you who don't know, it was the first ever female-run NFT project, but it was actually started by dudes who posed to be females. And eventually it was come out, and females were handed the smart contract to continue the community because it was tanking once the word came out. So it's a great empowering story of how females were able to overcome obstacles. So the spoken word flow shares a story and empowers women to keep getting it going in the face of any obstacle.
You give your spoken words in 60 seconds. Roll with it, and then we'll finish with it.
Okay. I want to invite everyone now to take a collective breath with me. In and out. Slight variations code differently on the blockchain, meaning my token cannot be duplicated. It all started for me with the Van Gogh inspired painting. I made 25 of them. I paired them together with some poetic lines, and voila, at the age of 12, I was an unpublished author. True story. The Midnight Show was a young girl's declaration that she would one day shine, and the world would take notice. But creativity was frowned upon. My story cannot be duplicated. Enter the world of non-fungible tokens, a space where creatives create a new world which celebrates creativity and handsomely rewards it. I said a new world where creativity is celebrated and handsomely rewarded. A community who sign on each day with GM and actually mean it. Good morning, my friends. I said, good morning, my friends.
Good morning. Good morning.
My work cannot be duplicated. It's ironic, really. I broke free from pharmacy, embraced my creativity, and found freedom with NFTs. Woo!
Amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. Thanks for receiving.
No, that's awesome. You. Oh.
My first NFT was when I minted from my project Find the Hair, which I started over a decade ago. I started taking photos of myself in a rabbit mask as a form of self-expression. And I have many series of this work. And for years, I've been going from art show to art show, slanging my work through Southern California. Sure, I'd make some sales here and there, but it fell upon deaf ears. And when I found out about NFTs in June of last year, I said, this is it. This is it. These are the people. I've been waiting for them for over a decade. And so I minted from my first series called Find the Hair. And I also minted from another series called Spring Hair. And I priced them at 2 different price points. One at a lower price point for community members who wanted to support, and one at a higher price point from my Genesis project for collectors. And I've been able to connect with community members who have invested in my work, and I've been able to connect with investors who invest in my work. And it's been such an incredible experience, and it's changed my life in a rapid way. And that's how I went down the rabbit hole of NFTs.
The literal rabbit hole.
The literal rabbit hole.
I love that.
Your first NFT.
My first NFT, I got 2, and they were Oniforce. And shortly after that, I was invited to join a project called Ethereals, and that's the project that I am a co-founder on. I became CEO of it. We have 3 women founders on our project, and a female CFO, and a female project management lead. So we have a really heavy female-led project. I hadn't worked on Web3 work, but I was brought in to help with storytelling, lore, and creative strategy, which I've done quite a bit of professionally. So kind of and then a few months later, a couple of months later, I was having a party with Oniforce, Rare Pizzas, Frogland, and my own project at NFT NYC. Resigned all my clients pretty much except for 2, and fully degen now, I guess.
Thank you.
My first NFT, I actually got it by accident, where I in a way won it, where I did a hackathon for Friends with Benefits in Zora, and we ended up just doing a grants app process for them, and then we won a Friends with Benefits Zora hackathon. And looked at my wall, I'm like, what is this? So I got that, and then the next set of NFTs that I then received as a gift and realized that's a new way of gifting was from C. Hovac for my birthday, and then also received another one with my name with arzu.eth.
So my first NFT is none. So what's interesting though is what I appreciate about my good friend Z Hovac, which will be my first NFT when I do, but is I came from an artistic background with the TV and film and stage for 14 years, as well as artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. So obviously I have 2 brains and I need to stimulate both of them. But what I appreciate about introducing me into the community, as well as being able to secure it, is that exploration, that appreciation of like human being and missions, right, and integrity and creation. And so I look forward to investing and minting in my first NFT with my good friend Z Hovac.
One word, whatever it is. So your latest coup de foudre. Coup de foudre is lightning strikes. It's like you forget about everything and just like follow your heart.
Right.
So as far as an artist, what's your latest coup de foudre?
Sushi.
Okay. You?
What? What are we supposed to do?
Favorite food.
Favorite.
So we're gonna do favorite food. Yes.
Favorite food.
Yeah, favorite food is right. Is that what we're doing? Favorite food?
Hey,
Or-
I mean, I'm thinking NFTs, but it could be food.
Oh wait,
it could be,
is that what you
it could be
asked?
nails, it could be hair, it could be whatever.
Maybe I'm just hungry.
Whatever strikes you.
Same. I like favorite food.
Okay.
Coup de food. Yes.
Traveling for me.
Okay.
We're still doing food,
So
right?
what makes
Oh,
you
it's
happy?
food?
Is that the question?
No, could the food is like lightning. You see that one person, you're like, oh wow, you forget about everything. You struck
me too.
by lightning.
Oh, okay.
So with NFT, what's the artist or the piece that got you like, wow, I'm excited. I'm all excited about this.
Got you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So should we start again?
So is it like what
like
makes
a
you
word.
excited?
It's a word.
What
NFT
excites
for
you?
an artist, you're like, man, that is so freaking cool. I'm in love.
Word that you think right away.
Yeah, your heart, you're like,
think
man,
NFT
you fall
is
in
your
love.
word.
You fell in love. What's your artist you fell in love with NFT?
The
Like
art,
right
the,
now.
the artist that I fell in love with NFTs. This is hard. There's so many. Just one. Zehovac.
Oh my God, stop it.
Yes. You?
Yeah, I say traveling is the only thing that makes me happy.
Okay.
Just where are we going? Boom, and done. And in one word. Sorry.
That's good.
Oh gosh. I mean, I think it's the first, crypto punks and the Bored Apes, just because it kind of just shocked the world and kind of hit mainstream and pop culture, and I was like, what is this?
I mean, it's got to be the monks. The monks. We'll talk about them later, but stay in touch with the monks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Ferocious. And just to go back to the food thing, I love lobster.
Mr. Plus.
Tribe X. Yes. It's all about empowering the community, making sure minority communities aren't getting left behind as we shift into Web3. And our motto is Together We Thrive. And that's exactly what we're doing, because we just dropped our mint over the weekend, and mid-mint we were hacked. Our wallet was scammed out of $600,000. And it was a professional hack. The money went into a wallet with $2 billion. So this has been done on multiple projects. So we paused our mint with only 2,000 of our 11,111 NFTs minted. And our community is now stronger than ever. Our floor price has gone up for the 2,000 NFTs that were minted. And our community is learning not only education, but what it really means to be part of a community in it for the long term, and in it to support each other. And truly, we thrive together.
Was the hack public? Was like your community knew about it?
Yes, we were very transparent.
That's what NFT is all about, is transparency. So I think that's really great about the whole market, and accountability too. There's no running away from the smart contract. So I think that's really cool that you built that for you.
The first thing that came to mind when you asked the question, I went through so many different projects and artists that inspire me, but really what stuck out to me is the community.
Yes.
Having the bond that we have with each other, going through this experience together. That's what keeps me riveted about this space and inspired and moving forward.
For me, it's Fuck Render. I didn't even know what NFTs were, and it was like years ago. I've been following Fuck Render for a while, and then to see that Fuck Render's in the space, and to see that artists are fairly compensated, like incredible artists are fairly compensated, are not like in the shadows anymore, and are not work for hire, and are not enriching other people as phantoms. And so for me also, as a creative director, art director, I went to art school, everything, working to enrich other people and never having any kind of recognition. So I fangirl Fuck Render really, really hard. I'm all the time. So hopefully one day I'll have one of those. But yeah, I'm so happy for artists and platforming artists and getting artists recognized and fairly compensated for the incredible value that they bring to the world.
I'm gonna break the rules and say People was my go-to that got my attention, but Zehovac was the one that I was able to learn about the whole NFT space in real life, make a connection, and keep having meetings with her, and then get in the space through her.
Yeah, so I think obviously my close friend Zehovac, but I think seeing the struggle of an artist and actually knowing the side of that as well, both sides, I think it's really powerful that there's communities that support each other and have these missions, and people can invest in them, and having platform for artists to be seen in different light, as well as attached to missions and people, and I think it's a very powerful thing. And the more I'm understanding, I'm very grateful to be entered into the world and understand it all, and to be entered by a good close friend of mine that I know that your journey has not been easy, my lovely friend, and that you're a powerful woman, and I'm happy you're able to express yourself on a platform that makes you feel powerful and people are able to hear it and invest in as well. So I love you. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for making it. This is like a first. We were actually doing, we were scheduled to do like one-on-one interviews, which we're still going to do, but then this idea came from King of Midtown. I want to do something less boring, where we kind of get everybody, make it fast, and everything went wrong. We got delayed, people were here before, it took a while, and we had a little fight with the hotel, but everything kind of just kind of, you know, I feel like when adversity comes along, it's because something big is, you know, so this is history in the making, is how I see it. And I think there will be more. I want to thank you. This was new. We just basically, it was complicated. We had to get this fantastic fellow here. It's like, dude, you gotta light this thing up. We're like, yes.
For like the crew guys, the crew has been like just slaving, like holding the mic for as long as he's held it. Like thank you guys, like please, like for the boom guy, all of you.
Thank you, 30 are working, so thank you.